Well, there could be a number of reasons why a deposit hasn't been protected and that the landlord doesn't necessarily know about it. So there may be an inexperienced landlord, they may be new to the sector, they may not quite have realised, even though it has been around for 10 years. Of course, a landlord may well have acquired a property and not quite appreciated that during the acquisition process that the deposit needed to be catered for. So I think the most important thing is that as soon as the landlord has discovered that the deposit is unprotected, get it protected, draw a line in the sand, protect the deposit, tell the tenant it's protected. Now, that won't negate any potential fine or difficulties further down the line, but it will at least show, if the matter does end up at court, that the landlord has tried to act as reasonably as they could in the circumstances the moment that they found out that they weren't complying with the law. So I think if the landlord has protected the deposit late and is looking to rely on a Section 21 notice to gain possession at the end of the tenancy, they need to return the deposit to the tenant in order to rely on that Section 21 notice. Because the deposit's been protected late, you now can't go back and turn the clock back. So in order to rely on that notice, you need to give the tenants their deposit back. And make sure that the prescribed information has been issued before the notice has been served. So the issue with late protection of deposit means that there are really serious consequences for landlords in terms of having to return the deposit back to the tenant before seeking to rely on a Section 21 notice. And the other issue is that the landlord will be left without a deposit from which to claim, as well as potentially having a financial penalty. So if that tenant has got rent arrears, the landlord will find themselves in the position of having to return the deposit back to the tenant that owes them quite a lot of money, and then potentially getting clobbered for a fine of between 1 and 3 times the deposit. So for me, and for all landlords, it really highlights that doing things properly and getting those timescales right, both in terms of protection of the deposit and issuing the prescribed information, is hugely important. Otherwise, it's going to cost you.